Good evening, Mr. Fo. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation and accepting it despite of you up and down and being on the platform today. You understand? We're telling you welcome to SS Media. Thank you. So it's actually a pleasure us having you.
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother. I am Fodemane, like you rightly said, um, purposely or famously known on the social media as Fodayfo, journalist. Yeah, I greet all the followers and viewers of SS Media, and I'm very much glad to be on this platform.
All right, thank you so much. And then we are also glad once again to have you in the platform. First of all, and then for what does it mean to you being selected as the journalist traveling with the team?
Yeah, it is a pleasure. Of course, it's not a right, as we all know, but it's a pleasure to be selected among the lot that we have in the country. We have about I can say hundreds of sport journalists in the Gambia, but being the luckiest one that is nominated by the executive of the sport journalism fraternity, and then to travel with the Gambia under 17 national team to Morocco for the African Cup of Nations. It's a huge happiness for me. Not that I'm the best. I'm not the best, of course, but they know why they choose me out of the lot. Of course, that keep pride in me, and then I know the responsibility that is now put on my shoulder, and I'm ready to fully, um, implement or meet their expectation. In short, I'm very very glad. I'm very happy when I got the information that I've been nominated. I was like, wow, it's amazing. It's amazing. Usually we used to hear the SJAG, that is Sport Journalism Association, giving a slot of sport for such events when they're happening. When the Gambia is participating in such international events, whether it is the AFCON, the Olympics, the other events like the African Games, but we always see it is the executive that always take this lead, leaving out the members that should be going out there to do the work. But then this new executive is trying to change the trend, and of course they have already changed the trend by starting with me, which I think it is a very big assignment on me now. I need to be the one to open the doors and tell others that this is how it should be done. Understand? So they're on the right track, and being the first person that they've chosen, of course, is out of the blue. So I'm glad for it, um, and I hope I'm able to carry out the assignment that is put on my shoulder, and inshallah, I'm committed to carry it out.
All right, all right. So I guess, and then thank you so much for that highlight. And then briefly, you did mention of and then the new executive taking this initiation. I think this is what even makes us like journalism in the sport right now to think that it was not happening before because we never see the general members representing or move traveling with the national team. You understand? Well, how does it like? What does it mean a journalist to be traveling with the school or like the national team?
Yeah, this is not my first time going for international coverage, most especially something that has to do with football. I was out there in January 2024, you know, in Cote d'Ivoire, when I traveled to cover the African Cup of Nations, the Senior African Cup of Nations, which the Gambia participated in. And then, I know what the experience was like, and what it is for a young journalist like me to be out there with the big guys, with the big journalists from across the country and also from around the world. It was massive for me. I learned a lot. I was able to network with new friends, with new colleagues, from other countries, and then learn new ideas as to how I should operate, you know, trying to add on my game. And that really helped me when I When I came back, I was able to, you know, adjust to add on some of the ideas that I've learned outside there. It is a massive experience, for a journalist to go out on international event, because you're going to meet with different people from different culture, from different way of operating, different ideas, and if you're wise enough, you'll be able to learn a lot. Of course, they're also going to learn from you because you're also from another country with another way of operation and everything. Yeah, but for me, it was a big point for me, learning. So I think adding to that, that was seniors. This one is juniors, and it kind of a little difference there. You're going to now cover something that has to do with junior football, and most especially a team that has to do with development. That is the most important thing about it. It's not about going out there to compete and win or get the result. For me, I think that is secondary. But what is important is to get the development, be seen, be exposed, and then you know maybe that could be a pathway for their careers, for all these young stars that we are seeing that should be traveling tomorrow. So if you are one of the guys that are going out there to write about them, to talk about them, to expose them, of course, that is another different thing. And obviously, you're going to learn, you know, new things again. And you're also going to come up with new ideas, you know, be very creative as well to make sure that, okay, what, you know, is taking you there, you're able to implement that to the fullest. So I'm expecting that it's going to be a very, very, fulfilling experience for me again, inshallah, just as I had in Cote d'Ivoire, in 2024.
Ah, okay, speaking about the development, you understand, as you rightly highlighted that some of the, like on your first trip was of professional footballers.
Mhm.
Now these are players that are developing, you understand. As a sport journalist, you might spend some days with them, you understand, and you have spent days with the senior journalist, senior footballers as well.
Yeah.
So, like, what difference or what potential have you highlighted, or what do you see in them right now that the country might not able to see, or the other people that do not spend time with them might not able to see as they are firstly?
Yeah, like I said, there is that little bit of difference. There's similarity because it's all about national team. But again, there's that kind of a difference there. You look at the level of maturity, the level of experience. The senior team is way ahead. We're talking about the senior team, professional footballers, most of them. And then you engage with those people. That is, I think, even more easier for you to carry out your work. You know, as to how it is expected of you. But with the under 17, we're talking about young footballers who are getting maybe the first time exposed, or even going outside of the country to participate in at such a level, and obviously engaging with those people will not be the same as you engage with the senior players, the professional footballers. So that little bit of difference of approach is there. The way you could approach the senior team, that's not maybe the way you should approach the under 17. And again, most of these boys are very young. Some of them are very underage, less than 17 even. And you know it might not be very okay also to try to engage them on certain things as far as the work ethics are concerned. So yeah, that bit of difference is there. So that is why I'm saying, okay, the professional ones, that is the senior team, is much easier to engage with, than this one. But I think this one also is going to be a you know um unexpected, experience, like that you want to look forward to. How are you going to engage young players that are under 17? Their development. How are you going to help them in terms of exposure? Yeah. So I think there's that difference. But then again, I've seen potential in them, and I'm very much so, with the guidance of everybody, not only the coaches, but like even the journalists. We have a big role to play in their careers, because the coaches prepare them, make sure they develop. But again, the journalists also having the
Yeah,
responsibility to expose them.
that's the point
You
that
know,
I'm even
yeah.
coming.
So you could see already that, okay, there are potentials. There are a lot of talents within the team, and if we are having about thousands of millions of children out there that can be, part of the under 17, but out of the lot, only 24 are selected to go, then that tells you that they are exceptionally good. So if those ones are going, you have to pay a lot of attention to them and know, what to report about them and how to expose them and make sure that okay, their potentials are seen. Then people could pay attention to them. We don't know, this is an international stage. Top scouts are coming, top agents are out there to watch these kids. And obviously, if your work is done well, you could expose one or two player very goodly based on their performances as well. We cannot carry that one out. And then what comes next, God knows, inshallah, and it can be something that they have also played a part in.
Yeah. That was a point that I was even coming up.
Yeah.
When you come in terms of Gambian leagues, most of our footballers, young footballers, they do feel very much excited when they are called in the under 20 or under 17 because they know that this is a chance for me to break through. You understand? All of them go with a dedication. And as a journalist going there also, like you rightly highlighted, your write-up also contributes a lot in their careers. Understand? I've seen players like Minty breaking through from the under 17 and this time around going around also. Understand?
Yeah.
Like you said, for us, what we write is what contributes. And what I normally tell people is that the English are not the best in front of us, but they have the best journalists, you understand, the best pundits. No matter how it takes, you understand, they always portray the good side of their players. That's why you never see an English player being called out a flop.
Yeah.
You understand? So we really appreciate the work that you're going to do there, and we 100% we have the hopes that you will do exceptional in terms of and then portraying the image of the young players out there.
Yeah.
So what last word or what statement will you give the viewers?
Well, for us, we usually not be in that position to say, okay, we're gonna say a last word to viewers, but Alhamdulillah, yeah, Alhamdulillah, I thank God, I thank my mother, who has been everything for me. She has been the motivation for me. She gives me everything that I need. She always, when I'm with her, I always see myself doing more. I don't just see, okay, um, I'm complacent already that I have something or somewhere I'm somewhere. No, no, no. Whenever I'm with that woman, I always feel like I need to do more. So she has been the motivation for me basically. So my last word, I just need to say this, massive step for me is dedicated to her and my family, my brothers, who are back home. Very happy yesterday when it was confirmed that I'll be traveling as the only journalist from the sport journalist fraternity. Everybody calling, everybody's happy, everybody's praying. So yeah, I'm glad, and yeah, I hope the Gambians will enjoy what I'll be reporting from Morocco, inshallah. And then we hope that the boys go and also do well. Even though for me the result is not primary for me, it is secondary. But then again, if it happens, Alhamdulillah, we will thank God for it. But yeah, I hope they go expose themselves better and show the potential that they have in, and hopefully we could have about 8, 10 of them, leave soon and become professionals, inshallah. So that is going to be the massive thing for the country. I think there will not be any bigger achievement than that. So that's that. If there is anything that could be my last word, I think that is it. And then I say for the Gambia homeland, and hopefully we come back in gracious way.
Thank you so much, and Mr. Fu.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate once again for having you on the platform.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure.